Hey, Kamashii. Kamil. We're here with
Oh,
Tamashii,
good
not
evening.
Kamashii. So we're off to start number 2. Apparently, it's hard to tell if it's going live. So YouTube has a lag. I know it looks like we're on Facebook. Hopefully, this
Yeah,
works for everybody. So thanks for being here, Camille, and taking time out of your day.
don't,
How you doing?
don't worry. Uh, Pretty well.
So we are here to talk about a new Awaken Realms Lite cyberpunk post-apocalyptic board launching on GameFound on the 15th, next Tuesday, right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's a
So,
cyberpunk, yep, post-apocalyptic. It says 1 to 4 players, not so distant future, somewhere in Japan. But the beautiful country is not what it used to be. Basically, the Ascend, the almighty AI have taken over the whole country. I'd assume the world or just the country, but humanity
you
is at
will
its
see, you
last
will see.
grasp. Yeah, we will see what happens with that, right? So, why don't you tell us a little bit about the mechanics in the game?
Okay.
What we're
So
what we're looking at
basically
here.
yeah. Oh, yeah, I can see it. So basically the Tamashii is divided into two different areas. The first one is the digital one, where we are launching our compiler, we are creating basic algorithms, we are creating algorithms as well. And those algorithms will later help us, for example, to deal with the AI or explore easier and faster the other districts on the map. So we have the digital area and we have our physical area as well. So the physical area is quite normal standard map. We have some tiles, we have some districts, and we have a special ability on each of those hidden or on explored tiles, as you can see on a stream on Tabletop Simulator. When I go deeper into the mechanics, our main mechanic is the back building. And I believe the back building is something strange for most of the players because it's not common mechanic at all. During the gameplay, during the Tamashii play, we are going to create our bag with tokens, and that data tokens, we can make a little zoom right here and show to our community how does the tokens look.
Oh yeah, right.
Yeah, exactly. And so during the game, we are managing our bag. We are adding and discarding the tokens we like or dislike, and we are trying to make the best combo with that tokens uh, with our augmentation deck. So if I'm talking about the augmentation deck, each character at the beginning of each scenario has its own unique skill deck full of unique abilities. And to launch most of them, you just need to prepare uh, you just need to prepare the correct algorithm uh, shown on the, for example, this card. So we have our bug building. Uh, Other thing is character, dip- character improvement because
Oh yeah,
during the
building up your
gameplay,
character, leveling up.
yeah, exactly,
Right.
exactly. We are going after we, for example, pass the next step in the scenario or kill the AI, or for example, uncover the specific type of exploration token during our journey in the cities, in the districts. We are able to collect the experience, and that experience can be spent on those decks. So whenever you, for example, have let's make a really quick example, 7 experience token, you're able to get one of those cards with the cost of 7 and bring it next to your character board, and later in the next turns you are able to use that card, that passive ability or whatever
So
card says,
we get
because
experience. You're saying we get experience tokens, right? We earn
yeah,
those, and this is from. Do we each have our own decks? Like for each
yeah,
character,
exactly. Each
and then what? So
car
I draw so
each
many,
play
and then I'm. Yeah.
each player, because why not character and player? because
Okay.
each player has its unique deck, and this deck is written just for you. Nobody else can use it.
Right. Is it
Why no
dependent on the
character?
character I choose or not?
No,
Or
no,
is
no,
it
no.
oh, okay.
The characters, the bodies, this is the different story. And during the game, you are able to switch your bodies after you unlock it. But unlocking and getting the new bodies is quite hard. So you won't have, for example, three or four of them available for use. Most of the time, you will have your main standard walker body and one up to maximum two another really strong bodies that you will unlock
Right.
for
The
yourself.
mind is
And
able to be transported to different bodies in the future, obviously, in a lot of the scenarios.
exactly,
So in
exactly, exactly.
stories, right? That's
Because
cool.
the story of the game is very far in the future, and in those times the people you know they just don't die. They just
Yeah.
multiply their mind into the new body and life over and over
Right.
again. So this is the kind of standard cyberpunk aspect, and we really love to bring it into the Tamashii.
Well, let's talk about a turn. Like what would
O-
the players do in a turn? We'll pretend we've already, kind of
Okay.
got things where we wanted. And does the
Yeah.
map start? Let me ask you this though, because I had some people ask
Mhm.
beforehand. How is the map exploration? Does it start some tiles up, some tiles down? How does that
Okay.
scale from solo and with different player counts?
Okay, about the solo, I won't answer you that question right now
Okay, we'll come
because
back to
the
solo.
solo
Okay.
mode, yeah, we will come back to the solo.
Okay.
About the map, each scenario has its unique setup because I probably haven't mentioned it in that stream. The Tamashii is a scenario-based game.
Right.
It's not the campaign-based game. And what is the difference? Because the people usually ask about that. So the difference is in the standard, for example, Taint Grail, in the standard campaign game, after you, for example, complete one mission, you are able to move to the another next mission, and your choices, which missions are you going to play, are limited because after the scenario first, you are able, for example, to move to the scenario second and the third. These three with events are bigger and bigger, but the campaign tells you what are you going to play next. Here in the Tamashii, we have 10 scenarios, and you can
10
play,
scenarios, right?
yeah, and you can play whatever scenario you want in any order you want, because
Okay.
each scenario has its unique scenario card, and we will make a zoom on that card
Yep.
later. And that card says you about what is the setup of the map. For example, in the Hades Rising, we have only one tile explored, and all of the rest is unexplored. The scenario card also says how does the enemy deck look. I mean, with what kind of enemy we are going to deal later. We have some information about the event cards. We have some informations about the exploration tokens, and there is a lot of another rules. For example, special setups or special rules for each scenario, and each scenario is quite a different game because one
Hmm.
time we can play, for example, something like castle defense scenario where our character has already a great body, where our character at the beginning of the game, for example, has 10 experience points we can spend on anything we want, and we have to deal with that AI turn after turn after turn, and try to survive as much as we can. And other time, for example, like in the Hades Rising, we are going to build our character from the beginning. So we are going to explore the city, prepare our storage bag with data tokens, unlock new abilities, and so on and so on. And because of that, uh, each scenario is different game in the Tamashii, and because the differences between them are big.
Gotcha. So is each like Hades Rising, that's one of the scenarios, right?
Yeah,
So each
exactly.
scenario gets its own setup card.
Yeah, because on the tabletop simulator, as you can see on this table, we have three scenarios, and this is the important the important thing for the community, for everyone that is watching us, because don't worry about the spoilers. This is just kind of the demo, and after the campaign ends, we are going to rework the Hades Rising and Seek the Power scenarios. So those scenarios will be different in the future. So even if you, for example, watch a stream or even play it by yourself, you won't spoil anything, maybe a little bit, because in the future the scenario will be different,
Okay.
will be reworked. Okay, so basically I can go back and talk about the mechanics we have
Yep.
in the Tamashii, because I have mentioned about the back building. I have mentioned about the upgrading our character, and I don't know how to call it in English.
Character progression or
Yeah, character
leveling up.
progression.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So let me ask you, just because we're talking about bag building, generally how are we doing that? So are we using experience points to put tokens in the bag? Like, are we
Okay,
buying
so
them?
mostly we are getting the new tokens from the scenarios. So for example, if I have an event card that says if we do something, get new data token, we are able to choose the data token we want. And each scenario, of course, has, for example, 10 or even 15 cards. And during one game, you are not explore all of them, because during the story, there are choices for the players. And for example, if you choose to help the Spartans to deal with the Hades, uh, you will go different path, and other time, for example, you won't help the Spartans deal with the Hades, and the other part of events will unlock to you, and you will get different rewards. Uh,
Gotcha.
so, for, so for example, you are able to get those data tokens from the scenarios, but mostly from the map. For example, we have a server farm. You can make a zoom right there.
Yep.
And the server farm says, whenever you have a character, so let me put something right there. Whenever you have character in the server farm, you may spend an action and the data token with one blue data token. And after you spend it, you are able to launch the action on this district, on this map tile. So in this district, in the server farm, the action says remove one basic data token and or gain one basic data token. So whenever you are on this tile, you are able to manage your bag. You are able to get
So
or
I'm removing them
remove
from the
the
bag.
exactly.
Which ones are there, basic and advanced? I see there's, half dozen over here.
Okay, so there are plenty of tokens right there.
Right.
So the blue, the oh my god. The blue, the yellow, the green, and the red, they are the basic ones. We start
Okay.
with four of them each time we are playing the Tamashii. But we have three different tokens. So there is a virus one. The virus works
Like
like
a wild.
some kind of Joker.
Mm-hmm.
Joker. So, for example, if we have let me take a card. Okay, we can keep the camera right here. I will put the cards. So, for example, we have don't look at the name. It's just a placeholder.
Right.
We have our argumentation, and that argumentation says whenever we have a algorithm made with three red tokens, put it right exactly right there. You are able to launch it and deal 3 damage and suffer 1 damage. And the
So
Joker
that's going to be on our
tokens,
player board where we're trying to put
yeah,
those
yeah,
tokens in
yeah,
that order.
yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
Cool. So there's a
Later,
little bit of a puzzle trying to so the action selection seems like it's
exactly.
matching
Yes,
up the patterns. Okay.
yes, yes, yes,
Very
yes.
cool.
And for example, the will continue talking about the virus token. The virus token works as a joker. So, for example, you can put it right there, and the algorithm still works. But, for example, if you put too many virus tokens after you launch that kind of sequencing, you gain the bug token. And the bug token is really bad for you because it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, it
But
clogs up your bag. Yeah.
exactly. After you draw it, you have to keep it in your
So there's
compiler.
some penalties
And
used in the wilds, and obviously you want to go for the tokens you can, but penalties come. The jokers come in. They
exactly.
come in handy, but if you use them too much, you're going to get some clogging up. I assume there's ways to remove that later, but that's cool.
Yeah. And the last token I haven't mentioned is the double token.
Time 2.
Whenever you launch the basic algorithm, and I will talk about the basic algorithm later.
All the algorithms. Okay.
Yeah, and you have the double token next to that algorithm. That algorithm works twice. So this is quite big bonus for spending one additional token. Of course, after you will get it in the game. Because at the beginning of the game you have only this, and this.
Right. So these algorithms are just basic starting abilities we have to. So I put the 3 explanation points. I can gain a virus token. I can get the 3.
Yeah,
I would assume
exactly.
any order on our board, up and down, right? They're just 3 straight across.
Yes. You just
Okay.
you can move around your card, turn it in any direction you want, and if it feels with that you have on your compiler, you can
Yep.
launch that.
Gotcha.
So maybe we should move to the turn order, because it will be much clearer for the audience to see how the turn looks.
So we first have our quest phase.
Yeah, the quest phase. That one is pretty simple because resolve quest phase on the event card. We have only one step right there. So we have to read the text, check if we have done successfully something or if we don't, and check if we have to draw a new card or make some decision, and so on.
So this
and
one,
so on.
all our players need to be at a certain spot, and then there's a quest phase. So I would assume after that, that's triggered. Right.
Yeah.
How do you know where that spot is? It just says at jamming station. All players need this location. Is jamming station on the board? Otis?
The jamming station is on the board, but right now,
we gotta
as I
find
can
it.
see, exactly, it's
gotcha.
undiscovered.
Okay. Cool.
So yes, after we have done it, we are able to move to the event A06, and otherwise, for example, if we can't find it on a time, this scenario is just lost, and we go. No, the scenario is just lost in this case. So we have to hurry and explore the map.
So that's our main goal, and is this like an intro scenario? So is this only one quest in this scenario, or do more quests come out?
No. The Hades is not the prologue. The prologue is the first scenario you have to play, and in the prologue you are learning about the game mechanics. So, for example, there is no trace roll at the beginning. There is no combat. Step after step, the player will learn how the Tamashii games works. Right here, I have the Hades Rising, so it's some kind of next scenario.
Oh, that's fine.
It's the bigger one. It's a cooperative one for 2 up to 4 players.
And it says there's 12 events right there. So I would assume we get a deck of them.
Exactly.
Do they shuffle or go in order?
Go in order, we always start with the event A01 or B01 because it depends on the scenario. And we do whatever the card says. In the Hades Rising, as far I can remember, during one gameplay you are able to discover 5 or 6 event cards. So even if this is just one scenario from the core box, when we have 10 of them, you need to play 2 or 3 times to explore all the events inside.
Gotcha. A lot of replayability there.
Okay. So turn order. The quest phase, as we have mentioned, is pretty fluff text. The story behind the story is very important because after you have played all of the scenarios in the Tamashii, you can play the final scenario, and the final scenario brings all those stories to one big story that makes sense. So you have to read it carefully because even small things in the text matter later in the final.
Right.
Okay, in order. We have done our quest phase, we are moving to programming phase. And the programming phase is all about our player board. So, first we have to refill our compiler. So let me do it for you, Thomas. We take our storage back and we refill the compiler. We put our data tokens on those darker places,
Gotcha.
right? Okay. After that, we can buy and manage our argumentation. And that's the thing about our argumentation. So, for example, if we have our experience point, we can spend it, we can get new cards, or for example, change the places with cards. And after we change the place, this card is available for you in that turn.
So
After
living
the
batteries looks like it has no cost, but the blaster has three experience. Is
yeah,
that right?
you on the card you can see there is a combat and passive card. So the passive card, living batteries, works all the time for you. But the blaster, and again this name is just a
Yeah, it's
placeholder.
temporary. Don't worry about it.
The blaster says it is a combat card, so you are able to launch that kind of algorithm in a combat. So whenever you are fighting with the AI, you are able to spend those three specific data tokens on from your compiler to deal 3 damage and suffer 1 damage. And after buying and managing your argumentations, we are moving to the third step that says it is programming. So you have actions, switch and slide. Each body has a programming value written on a card. So for example, for the walker you have in front of you, the programming value is 4. What does it mean? You can make 4 actions in your compiler, on your compiler. My turn, sorry. The first one is to move, and that's pretty simple. You just move one token, one space, and that's for one action. The second one is a switch. Switch means you can take this, for example, green token, place on this place where was the yellow token, and the yellow token goes to the place where was the green token. So you just switch 2 tokens with each other, and that costs you 1 action. So during the programming phase, we are doing it we are doing it
Simultaneously,
together.
yeah, together. Yep.
Yeah, I can pronounce it.
It's okay.
Sorry. We are making it at the same time. So each of us is going to make right now 4 actions because you and me have the same walker bodies. So you can, for example, you can slide and manage your compiler. And after that, we are going to the launch step, which is very important because I will bring you one another card. And we have basic algorithm in the game. So whenever you, for example, discard 3 green tokens, you get 1 shield. And after you don't have, but you have. Oh, can we move to your character board?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's make an example. We have refilled your grid, and now we have 4 actions. So my first action, I will, for example, move right there. Or no, my first action is I move here. My second action is I move here. My third action I move here, and my fourth action I will bring that here because after that move, our
It'll refill.
darker
Yeah.
our refill will be much greater. And
Right.
now, after I have moved my data tokens, I'm able to launch the basic algorithm. So I have 3 red, as you can see right there. So I discard them to our dump, and I will receive
Gain a recharge.
one additional recharge. So recharge, you have 4 recharge right now, and recharge is some kind of reroll mechanic. Whenever you roll a die, you are able to spend 1 recharge to reroll that die. So the more recharge you have, the less randomness in the game will punish you.
How do you use recharge? Does that let you redraw out of the bag or something? Or what?
No, whenever you use your recharge, you just lower your recharge level by 1. You can reroll 1 die, and
Oh, for the dice. Okay, so there's also dice combat, right? I didn't miss that.
yeah.
Okay.
For there are many mechanics in the Tamashii. It's
Yep.
not quite a light game.
Yeah, I heard.
You know, at the beginning, 2.5 years ago, it was small adventure game, but it evolved into something much bigger. So I believe the Tamashii is closer to the Nemesis instead, for example, of Fleet of Fate.
That's good.
Okay.
That's great. It seems like it has a lot of depth. I actually personally prefer that. Some people watching might, be able to decide if it's too many mechanics and, maybe they want to stick with something lighter. But so we're bag building for this action grid on our player boards. We've got augmentations which help us to do these actions. So I guess maybe you can explain to me because I haven't caught on. So these algorithms, why are we doing them? Like I see how we can, gain a virus token, gain a recharge, but what's the purpose of those?
Because you want to make your character more stronger.
Okay.
For example, whenever you have more shield value, your shield value is bigger.
Okay. Shield,
The more hits
recharge.
you receive from the enemies. And dying in this game is pretty harass. You lose many things, so you really won't die. You want to prepare for fighting. You want to prepare to survive, and you want to finish your quest and your goals. That scenario says you have to do it.
And I missed it. So we're in the programming phase. So we refill our compiler, put down, draw new tokens. We manage augmentations. That's buying new ones with our experience. We're gonna do the programming, moving stuff around to kind of, and then launch our algorithms or our actions, our pre-actions to whatever the next turn is, which looks like action phase. So yeah, you're prepping for the action phase, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You are preparing for the action phase, and in the action phase, you are able to do up to 3 actions. Why up to 3 actions and not 3 actions? Because whenever you're doing something right there, you are making a trace. You are making some kind of noise, and our IE, our Ascend that is following us, will hunt us down because of the trace we are leaving behind us. So, yeah.
If you do more than 3 actions, it triggers a trace, you're saying?
Yeah, I'm trying to say that each action you are going to do, for each action you are going to do, you have to roll 1 die and increase your trace value. And whenever your trace value, for example, can we move to the character board, please? Whenever your trace value reach this yellow, orange, or red space, something bad happens because you will have to draw the enemy card that will stick together with you and will attack you round after round before you kill it or before you remove it by other way or before you escape from it. So that's why you can make up to 3 actions. But let's back to the action phase. So during the action phase, you can move. That's pretty simple. You move 1 space for 1 action. But if there is a metro station in tile, and the metro station tile, it is visible.
Oh, I see the icon. If there's the metro icon, right?
You can move 1 additional space. So whenever you start your journey on a tile with metro, you can move up to 2 spaces instead of the 1. Other action is the prepare 1, and the prepare 1 action says you can take 1 data token from your dump. So, and again, we have to go back to our character board, and put it anywhere on a compiler. So for example, I can take that strong virus token and refill it right here.
So start planning ahead for the next next turn, right?
Or for example, yes and no, because
Okay.
the programming phase is before the action phase. So there is a chance, there is a risk that by mistake you, for example, spend the data you need on those tiles. Yes, because
Yeah.
for example, there are map tiles, and I will talk about it later. And after you, for example, spend the data you needed, you can bring it back by spending one action.
Okay.
The other action is engage. Whenever you have enemy card in front of you, you are able to make a combat with it. I won't explain the combat right now. I can do
That's
it
fine.
later.
Yeah.
Let's stick with the actions phase. Now
Mm-hmm.
we have the quest action. Sometimes the quest card, says what else we can do in the city, and this is some kind of special actions, and we can do it in the action phase. Then we have our location actions, and these location actions stick together with the map tiles. So, for example, when a character is in the hospital, it may spend one action and discard 2 green data tokens to
And
fully
recover.
recover its integrity. So to heal all the wounds it already has.
So we're calling
And
wounds integrity, right? And where's
yeah,
that on
so
the board? I'm
okay,
missing that on the
so
board.
because right now we are tracking it by a die.
Cool.
Later we will track the wound tokens by tokens,
Okay.
by per token.
Alrighty.
So we start with 4. After you, for example, receive some hit, it even can go to the 1. After you use the hospital actions, you will have 4. And
Makes sense.
your integrity value is written in your body.
Right.
As you can see, there is a integrity, there is a programming, and there is a attack value. And for example, in the game, there are characters which has more integrity value. Yeah, there is a guardian, and the guardian has the integrity value of 6, so it is much harder to kill.
And that's just a different
Okay.
body you can get. So
Yeah,
we'll upgrade to those later, and you can swap those out. That's cool. So your
yeah,
character is going to change a lot in adapt.
yeah, because we are creating 2 things in that game. The first one is our main part of game. We are improving our skill deck, we are improving our back storage, and then we can change the bodies, and this is another kind of improvements for the players. There are many tactics in the game. For example, you can play with the walker body for the whole game, and you are increasing the stats on it. But you can also maintain oh my God, other way. But you can also get new bodies and swap them around during the gameplay.
Cool.
Uh, how to get the body? Or no, we have one
Let's
more
finish the
actions.
action phase. So
Yeah.
we can move.
So the
We
last one,
program. Yep. The last one's
yeah,
augmentation,
we
right?
can engage. We can make a quest actions. We can make location actions, and most of the map tiles has its unique actions. So there are a lot of things to do in the city, and then we have our augmentation actions. Sometimes I'm looking for a card, but I can't see in your deck. Sometimes, for example, the card says action instead of combat or passive, and you are able to launch that card in your action phase.
Oh, that makes
So
sense.
that's
Right.
all. Okay. So if you are in the city, if you are walking in the districts, how to get new body? So this is quite of dangerous and long operation. Why? Because first of all, we have to find the tile that is called Garden of Bodies. After you have uh, explored that tile, after your character is standing there, you have to use its map actions. You have to spend one red, one yellow token, and after that you can draw 2 bodies blueprints and discard one of them. So for example, after you launch it, you take discard and discard and decide which one you want to keep, and the other go at the bottom of your deck. At the bottom of the body's deck.
Of that deck, yeah.
Yeah. After that, you turn it face down, and you have algorithm you have to launch on your personal grid to use that body. But again, you have to find another location in the city. And let me try to. Where is it? Oh, yes. This one. After you are in that location, and after you have completed your algorithm in your compiler during your programming phase, you have to use that map tile to switch your bodies. So as you can see, swapping the bodies, possessing the new bodies is not so easy.
So it's 2 steps.
And
you have to acquire it, and then you have to make it over here and take that action to.
You have to acquire it. You have to prepare that basic. You have to prepare that algorithm, and then you have to find and use the.
So you cannot use the body until you get that algorithm that's on the back of the card on your grid here. Is that what I'm getting? Okay.
Yes. That's why we are starting. That's why we are starting with the walker bodies.
Right.
And during the game, if the scenario is the longer one, you are able to get you are able to get 2 bodies and then swap them around. Swap them whenever, for example, need the visioner. The visioner is great for programming because its programming value is 6. You are going to use this one, and for example, in some turns you can see you have 3 or even 5 enemies, so you switch your body to the guardian and deal with those enemies.
You have to go to that tile to do that, right?
Yeah, but to do it, you have to really prepare yourself, and you have to plan your journey in this cybernetic world, because it is not so easy to do.
Right.
Okay, so we have done our action phase, and at the end of the action phase, you roll a die for each action you have done. So, for example, I'm rolling 3 dice. This dice. I'm rolling 3 dice, and after the roll, I love rolling dice in the tabletop simulator. You increase your
2
value by 2.
Right.
Then we move forward to the enemy phase. First, each player spawn the enemy. So, for example, if you are on the yellow spot, you draw 1 new enemy card and put, because the enemy stays right there.
Right.
And you add it right here, and then all of the enemies that are next to you going to hit you. So you take 1 dice, you roll it, you watch what happens. There is a blank, so nothing happens. Happy for you. But for example, if you will receive something like this, it means the enemy will hit you with the attack value of 1, 0, and 1. And this is the special symbol that says the critical happens. So you will receive 1 additional damage, trace value +3, and your top enemy recovers 1. So even if you have, for example, deal some damage to the parasite, that parasite will help.
So the city servant's just gonna, he doesn't hurt you, but he just makes your threat go, or your trace go back up. So that sucks.
Exactly. That's why it is very important to, for example, increase your recharge level, because if you have 3 or 5 or even 6 enemies, you really won't get a crit from it. It will be deadly for you. That's why you want to spend 1 recharge level and try to reroll that die. Oh,
right.
I'm alive.
Good job.
Okay. And after the enemy phase, the turn order is done. We pass the first player token to the next character, to the next player, and that player is the new first player. And again, we are resolving the quest phase, programming phase, action phase, and enemy phase.
Makes sense. So Let me interject some questions here just to try to
Yeah,
piece it together.
go ahead.
Um, I'm sure people, just because it's hard to grasp, not having played the game or read the rules. So we do our programming. It's like, I like this grid thing. It's interesting. There's a lot of puzzle elements. So we're trying to plan what actions we can take, and also upgrade our characters. So what triggers the enemies? Oh, so if your trace is high during that phase, then you'll acquire
Okay.
enemies, right? So you keep.
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting you.
No, that's okay.
After spawn the new enemy, your trace track is resetted and
Oh,
goes
great.
down. But
Okay, good.
I mentioned earlier that dying in the Tamashii is pretty bad for you because whenever you die, you reset everything you have on your character. You discard all the data tokens
Wow.
back to your storage, and you put one more token right there.
Oh no.
And
So
after
yeah, you're
each
stuck
death,
starting there.
yeah, after each death, your trace track is shorter, and it will be much easier to get attention from the
Right.
Ascend, and the Ascend will hunt you down much easier.
Right. So for objectives, we have these agendas.
Yeah, we have.
So what, like, let's show a couple of those.
Yeah,
The
of course.
goals, right?
So,
So we're trying to achieve them one by one. We're trying to mitigate the city and
yes.
the AI coming after
So
us, which sounds like a pain in the ass, right? Because they're going to
yeah,
be
so
piling up on us.
let's move ahead and let's make an example.
Right.
We have the first card, the meeting. There is a fluff text. You can read it if you want.
That's
And
fine.
after that, yeah, exactly. We make it face up, and the goal of this event. Action, jamming station. If all players are in this location, place success token on this card. And during the quest phase, if there is a success tokens, we will get some experience points, and players must decide what they are going to do next. And there are two options. The first one
Oh yeah.
is hack into Hades system, and we have to find the event A05, or we can destroy the hydrogen power plant. We move to the event A06. So, for example, we
Are we
try to
Spartans?
have
Dumb question. Who are the
uh,
Spartans? Are they just like a team? Are they like a
okay.
group in the
So
game, like thematically?
yes,
Okay.
thema. Oh my god.
You don't have to go too far into it.
Okay, so in the future, there are some kind of guilds that are, uh, we are in the future. The world is
Right.
destroyed, and it is very hard to survive alone. That's why people gather around and create some kind of groups. And the Spartan groups, it's group of people that are trying to fight with the Ascent. They have the weapons, they
Oh,
have the
they're on our
tactics.
side, right?
Yeah, exactly. There
So
are
I was just kind of summarizing. So we went to the jamming station. We were successful. We met there. We meet up with the Spartans. Now we have to decide: do we want to hack into the Hades system, or do we want to destroy the hydrogen power plant? So I would assume,
yeah.
if we knew where the hydrogen power plant was, and depending on where location was, we might want to go that way versus the Hades system. Am I guessing right? Is Hades system a tile as well?
I can't tell you because I can't
Okay.
remember.
That's okay.
Yeah,
I'm looking. I'm just kind of paraphrasing here, to kind of piece this together for you.
yeah.
But so we
I
would
can
go digging
explain
for the
it.
next card. No, it's okay. So we pick
I can
one.
explain it because the version you can see, it's the version we have made about 2 months ago. The process of creating the physical copies we have sent to our reviewers takes time. So
Yep.
right now in the office we have the current version, which is different from this you can see on the tabletop simulator. That's why I'm not. I just can't remember everything
Right.
about this version because it was 2 months ago, and we
That's
are
okay.
working on
So if we
something more
chose
fresh.
excuse me, if we chosen to hack
Yeah,
into the Hades system, we find card 5. And now our
yeah,
goal is to hack in the defense systems. We got to go to the library basement, place a
yeah.
number of virus
And we
tokens from
start with
compiler.
the flap. We'll start
Yep.
with the fluff because in the fluff there are some kind of informations that can
Oh, I just
help
didn't want to
you
spoil it for
to
people, but
decide to what. Yeah, don't worry. As I have mentioned earlier, we are going to change it anyway. In the fluff text, there might be some information that will help you to decide what you want to do next.
gotcha.
So I really recommend you to
Yeah,
read
I
those
showed it
slides.
to the camera. They can read that and pause it. But so yeah, we flipped that over and now we've got our next quest. And so we're progressing through the quest here, trying not to die. If we die, it just gets harder for us. So we're not out of the game. That's good. There's no player elimination.
Exactly.
Remind me, I know the beginning scenario is going to be different. This is Hades Rising. What is our winning? Like, what is the winning conditions to get to where we're
Okay.
doing the end?
So if you read the fluff text right there, you will have some perspective for the what we are going to do in this scenario, who is the Hades, and so on. And
Whoops,
the
sorry, I'm all
final
over.
of this so don't worry. So the final of the Hades Rising scenario is to deal with the Hades, and there are few ways to deal with it. You can, for example, fight with it, try to kill it in normal combat. You can try to hack
Ooh,
it. For example, if you try to kill it in the combat, there is the Hades special card. This is huge card with a lot of special actions and algorithm you can launch, especially in the Hades fight. And you all together are trying to deal with it because the Hades is, as the name supposed to be, very
Hades, yeah,
scary thing that kills everything.
gotcha.
You can just take a look at its integrity. It has 15 integrity per each player in the game. So
Wow,
dealing with something that has 40 health value, it's quite hard.
right. Well, I want to try to wrap this up to keep this a little shorter. So, let's talk about solo and scalability. How does the map change? And you had mentioned you wanted to
Okay.
talk about solo. So for 2 players, can I play just 2 characters? No problem. It's
For
a
two
co-op,
players, you
right?
can play with, yeah, all
Does the
the
map just
cooperations.
change?
No, nothing changed.
No,
In
nothing
the
changes.
cooperation scenario, if the scenario is for 2 players, you are able to play it alone by 2 hands. But we are going to add one or even two special scenarios just to play a solo.
One character, true
So
solo mode.
one character
Perfect.
to the solo mode, because I'm the player who don't like to play on 2 hands at the same time, and
No, a
I
lot of
can
people don't.
understand.
Some people do. I do for Eldritch Horror, but I get it. Sometimes you just want to feel like one character in the story and making,
Yeah,
all that
exactly.
happen.
Everything is about the feeling. When you are playing with
Right,
one character, it's much easier to feel the team around you. It's much
right,
easier to imagine that you are, in the post-apocalyptic world and you are fighting with some special deadly AI that is going to hand you down.
right.
With two characters, it is quite harder
How
for
does the
me.
game scale to get harder for you? Like it with less or more characters? How does it scale?
Uh, there is no such a big difference because in the cooperative scenario, if you have to do something, if you are playing, for example, in 4 players, you have lesser time compared to the 2-player mode, because uh, mainly, uh, let's make an example. We have a scenario event card that says we have to explore the card, and each time a player made his actions, we put one Ascend token on a scenario card. After it, for example, has 10 Ascend tokens, the scenario is lost. Yeah, because you haven't revealed the map tile you needed to. So in the 4-player modes, you have to about 2.5 round. In a 2-player mode, you have to fifth round. So the game is much longer for you.
Okay.
I mean, for each character. If you have to fight with something, the integrity value, for example, scales. So
Oh yeah. So
this
the
scaling,
health
yeah,
changes. Yeah.
this scaling really depends on a goal you have to achieve in the scenario, because one time you, for example, have more time, other time the enemy will hit you harder, other time the enemy will be harder, and so
So
on
yeah,
and so on.
it could be fun to experiment, trying it with one character or three, even solo, or with like sometimes when we do co-ops, we'll do two characters each just to kind of have more to do. And if people don't want that, they
Yeah,
can.
I believe the feeling from the Tamashii might be different for 2 and 4-player games.
Right.
Definitely.
Cool. Well, I think we've covered a lot of the game and enough to give people a sense of what to expect. Obviously, as the campaign goes live, we're going to have more information, right? More videos. So this is kind of an early
Yes
sneak
and
peek.
no.
Yeah. No? Is the
Uh,
page ready right
le-
now? I haven't even gone there. So
the page is not ready. We're probably going to set up on Monday
if the
to do
draft
the
is up, if
final
people
one.
want to sign up,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
The draft is up, but again, in the Awaken Realms, we usually make the campaigns for the demo version of the game. I mean, the game is not fully
Okay.
developed.
Developed. Yeah, you're still working on
Yeah,
it.
developed.
Yeah,
Uh,
it's still
Everything
being
depends on the community reactions. For example, if there will be a lot of players that want, for example, one or two more cooperation scenarios, we will do it. We always ask, we always cooperate with each other, and I believe that's the main part for the crowdfunding,
yes,
to
definitely. I
cooperate
mean,
with
to
the
be able to
community and
to
making
contribute.
something really. You can continue. Uh,
Yeah. No, I agree with you. It's the original spirit is to, get funding for a game project, that creators can't do on a
yeah,
retail scale. And your games are usually massive and there's a lot of content. So it's good that you're allowing some people might, question it as saying, oh, it's not developed and it's gonna be rushed. And I don't think that's the case. I think you guys know your stuff well
but
enough and
I really personally feel that's the spirit of the crowdfunding.
right. And
Uh,
then you're gonna take the
the
time to develop
crowdfunding,
it. Yeah.
I have an idea. You like it. You help me with your money. We create together that idea and bring it alive. And
Right.
that's mainly crowdfunding for me
Right.
personally.
So there'll be more scenarios. There'll be some voting involved, community choices to help decide
Exactly.
how this game is gonna unfold. So for those that are excited to follow this, it's coming to Kickstarter next Tuesday. Do you know what time yet? I said
Uh,
Kickstarter. Smack me. Game found.
uh,
Jeez, oh Pete's. I can't edit that. So
don't worry. In our company, we same problem. So
crowdfunding, but no, to GameFound, which is, in my opinion, the
yeah, game
superior
found.
platform. Just been a lot of back and forth for me with all the different
Yeah,
campaigns this past
that's
week.
the game found.
Yeah, do you know what time you're coming? It's launching at all?
5 o'clock GTM
Okay,
+1.
so do the
So
conversion. Yep, people can figure it out.
yeah, so
So yeah,
you have to do the conversion, because I
right.
don't know in which time zone you are living.
Well, there's a link in the comments. Go to the crowdfunding page on GameFound. Click the follow. You will get notified of the launch. Is there a sign up bonus this time for following? Did you guys do any following bonuses?
You will see. We
Okay,
are going
cool.
to post an update on Sunday
So there's some
or
secrets still
Saturday.
to be had. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Uh, s-
So really,
so that's
yeah,
everything.
that's it,
Yeah.
man. I
So
appreciate your
thank
time and
so
yeah, thank you. We'll,
so
we'll
thank you very much for the opportunity of talking about the Tamashii. Sorry for my English. I'm quite stressed because for the very first time I'm on a live stream and I'm talking in English instead of the Polish. So
Hey,
I
man, I think
hope
you did very
it's.
well. I think people understood you. I understood you. So
Thank you.
don't hold it against yourself. But you did a great job, and I appreciate you taking the time and including me. Awaken Realms and Game Found in this process of showing these games. And we look forward to everybody on Tuesday. And with that, I'm going to sign off. Okay. So thank you again, Kamil.
Thank you very much. See you. Good night.
You have a good day.